I'm going to be making an angel nightlight today using this gorgeous mould that Let's Resin kindly sent me. And they've also sent me some of their deep pour resin, and this is mixed to a ratio of 2:1 by volume. So very interested to be trying that out today. And they also very kindly sent me their 36 pack of mica powders. So I won't be using these in today's make, but I'll certainly look forward to using these in future makes. Lots of gorgeous colours in there. Lovely. Oh, blue's my favourite. Lovely stuff. So we're going to pop those to one side for a minute because I won't be needing those. So I've also got some gorgeous peacock feathers that I thought would be lovely for the angel's bottom half of a dress. I've not tried peacock feathers in resin before, so that will be interesting. And I've also got these mini night lights. I've seen Julie from Pouring Your Heart Out using these, and she's actually set them into resin. But I think I'm going to make, well, I'm not going to make a little plug. I didn't have any silicone to do that, but I have found a little mould that would be perfect. So I'm going to use that as a little plug in there, and then my night light can sit in there. So let's get started. So my idea with the peacock feathers is to have them upside down in there, so when it's demolded they'll be that way round to sort of make the bottom of her dress. But I don't want this lovely shape here to separate in the resin. So what I'm thinking is, let me just pop these out the way. I've got a pack of acetate, and I thought if I put some of that onto the back of those. So I'm just going to lay down a couple just to show you my thought process. Right, so I'm going to lay that on top of there, and then I'm going to draw around that with a pen, and I just want to be doing this area here. So, and they're all different shapes and sizes, so I'll have to do them individually, I think. So there's those 3, and then I'm going to cut those out. Right, sticking to that. So let's just split that down the middle. So that's that one, that's that one, and that's that one. So that one's for that one. Let's pop that to the side. That one's for that one. So we're just going to do this one together, and then I'll do the rest off camera, I think. So I'm just going to cut round where that line is. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And then clean off that mark with that. Then I'm going to use some Tack It Over and Over glue and put that onto the acetate. Nice little dab on there. And then I'm just going to brush that over the entire piece of that acetate, just using my finger. Right, that'll be okay. Lovely. Right, so we're just going to leave this to go tacky. It will go clear when it's ready. So we'll just wait for that to do that, and then I'll be back for the next bit. I've got all my peacock feathers ready, and I've got all my acetate ready, and most of them have gone clear and tacky now. So I'm just going to place those over the top of the feathers there and stick those down, and then hopefully that will keep those nice and strong for when they go into the resin. So this one's not gone, oopsie daisies, clear all the way yet, but I'm sure that'll be fine. So I'm just going to pop that onto that one. Make sure I don't stick it, and it shouldn't do because there's plenty of feather there not to stick it to my worktop there. And then same with all the others. So I'll just finish off these last 4, and then we'll let these dry, and then we can move on to the next bit. The feathers are all done now, and I've cut them down in size just so as they fit into there. Not too worried about those top bits because I can trim those off after. So they're all ready now and nice and secure with their back bits on. So we're just going to pop those to one side. So next, where the angel head is here with the wings, I'm going to be coating that in the Let's Resin metallic powder in silver. So let's just give that a shake actually, and then get some in the lid. Right, oops, oh, saying that, no, I knocked it all over anyway. So I'm just going to dust in all of this bit down in the bottom here. I think I might use that bigger, fluffier brush just to get down into those areas there. So I probably need quite a bit on my brush to get into all these details. So this will probably take quite some time. So I'm going to get this done, and then I'll come back to you once this is all ready. So I'm just dusting in all that section there. That's the inside of her, all dusted in the silver and cleaned off with some 99% alcohol and a baby wipe. So she's all ready, and I've mixed up some of the Let's Resin deep pour resin, and I'm going to add to that some of the Marabou Diamond Sparkle. So I'm going to pop a generous amount of that in there, and I'm also going to add some of the Super Sparkle White from Tracy at Many Scenes GB. So a nice little scoop of that in there as well. There we go. Pop the lid on that before it goes everywhere. So I'm just going to get this all mixed in. There's resin on my pot, so it's probably going to make too much noise. So I'll get this mixed in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it into 2 pots, pop that in my vacuum chamber, and then I'll see you back for pouring. The resin's all ready to pour now, so I'm going to start just by adding some down into her head section and getting it into those wings. So just letting that slowly find its way into all of there. And then I'm going to give the wings a little bit of a squidge. Make sure we've got no air pockets in there. But the good thing about the deep pour is it takes, you know, up to 2 days to cure, so it has longer to release those bubbles. So I'm going to pop a bit more in now. And then start to put my feathers in. Right, that's that pot all used. I think I'll put a little bit more in actually, first of all. There. Right, now for the peacock feathers. So turning them around the opposite way, and then I'm going to poke them down. They should be able to go down into the little angel's head. Right, I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to need, but we put as many as we can in. Right, another one down into there. Hopefully they won't float up. They don't seem to be, so looking hopeful. Another one in there. I do need to make sure that I get some resin either side of those. Right, how many more do we need? Let's pop another one down in there. That one's quite tall. Should still be okay though. Right, oh, did I do it the right way around? Yes. And then another one down in there. Right, I think that will do. So I'm going to put, let's just put some in a smaller cup. Oh, I've got something in there. Let's get a fresh cup. Right, let's pour some out into a smaller cup. And then I can pinch that and then just get some of that down behind the back of those. And then squish them forward a bit. Put that down into there. Let's just move that forward and then back again. Right, okay, hopefully I've made up enough resin. I didn't make quite what it says on the actual mould, because I thought I'm going to be putting this in and this will take up some space. Oh, now is this going to float? Didn't think of that, did I? Let's top it up now. Please float. It does, but it's on the wonk a bit. Right, let me just hold that while I just use up that last little bit of resin. There. There we go. And what can I use? Let's put that on top there. No, that's not going to stay. Right, I need to find something to put on top of that. Let's just put that on there. See if that, oh, that holds it okay. There we go. Excellent. Right, okay. So I'm just going to give that a little squirt of some 99% alcohol. But then it's got a couple of days for those bubbles to release anyway, so that should be fine. Right, so we'll let this cure and then I'll see you back for demold. This is all cured up now, and I did end up tucking in all those little wispy bits that were hanging over, and then I topped it up with some more resin. So let's get this one out and see how she's looking. Hopefully, oh, there's some sharp bits there. Let's just break those off. Don't want to cut myself. Right. Oh, not sure how easily this is going to be to get off. I don't know if I might need to do this off camera. Let's have a look. Oh, seems to be coming off okay. Oh, saying that. Oh, God. Right, I'm just going to pop that mould back in the right way. You don't want to leave your moulds the wrong way too long, because otherwise they get creases in them. Probably fed up with me saying that, but right, let's have a look. Ooh, it's pretty. Have I got all that top bit covered? Looks like I have. I thought I might have to top up some places with some pen, but yeah, pleased with that. Oh, I've got to get the plug out. Oh, and the handy bit, look, I can get my finger in there to grip it. That'll make life easier. Lovely. Right. So you can see all that sparkle in there. Don't know what that is. Oh, it might be a bit of silver powder that's gone a bit adrift. So next I want to add a bit more bling to her. And I've got this stuff here that's on a strip, and I've cut off 2 bits the same length, and I thought I'd put them on there so they dangle down like that. So I'm going to pop a bit of, let's get some glue. I've done something to the top of mine and I can't get the glue out. I've cut it and cut it and cut it, and now it's just a whopping great big hole. So I'm going to use this green stuff. Now I'm sure it's Gert from Gert Creates. I'm sure she's the one that I've seen using this and swears by it. So let's pop a bit of that on there. Right. See how good this stuff is. And then I'm going to pop that. I want that to be there. So I'm going to pop that there. Oh, it's sliding around a little bit. I wonder if the freeze spray works with it. Come on, stick down. Let's pop a bit of freeze spray. See if that does the trick. That's got it. Oh, was that a bit stuck? Right, okay. And now I need to put a bit down into that bit there. Right, let's put some down there. And then follow that along that edge. Right, I think I use this freeze spray again. Seems to be working with that. Right, so that's that side done. Now to do the same with t'other side. So I'm going to join those bits up there. Right, so a bit of glue in that bit there. And then add that. Oh, that's stuck better, but I will give it a bit of a spray. Right, and then same again around this side. And then just follow that round that curve. Right, give that a spray. untangle those. Right, okay, so now we need to do something with that middle bit. And I've got a selection of bits here. I don't know if some of these are going to be too big. Let's see what the bow looks like. That looks okay, I think, doesn't it? Yes. Oh, it's got gold on it. Does that matter? I suppose you could put it either way around. No, let's put it that way round. Right, okay, so I'll put a bit of glue on there, and there, a bit on there, and then attach that bow. Oh wow, that does stick. Right, I'm just going to give it a quick squirt just for the hell of it. Right, so that's how she's looking, like that. And I've also got, let's pop this all to one side for a minute. So I've got two different thicknesses of this other blingy stuff, and I thought to put that down the bottom. So I've got that thick stuff, and I've also got a thinner one there. I'm thinking maybe the thinner one. So let's just roughly measure this round her. Like that. And then I'm just going to chop some of that off the roll. It'll be easier to handle then. And just peel off that back in. Just a little bit to start with, and then place that down that bottom, and then just work that round the rim of her dress there. Too much bling, is it, do you think? Or do you think it's okay? What's your thoughts? Maybe you need to wait and see it lit up, eh? Alright. So while I'm just doing this, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Let's Resin for sending me out this gorgeous angel mould, and also the deep pour resin. It's been lovely using those two items. Right, let's just chop that off there. There we go. Right, okay. Let's see what she looks. Let's just put the lid on that before I knacker that one up as well. Right, so I did have a little test a minute ago with this lamp, or this little night light that I was intending to use. So that would just pop in there, but I don't think it's bright enough. I mean, it does light it up, and it's nice when it goes through the green, but then I've got this other base here. Let's turn this one on, which is a lot brighter, and you can see more of the detail of the peacock there. So I think, even though it's going to stand up high and you'll have that lip there, I think I can always do something with that afterwards. I'll have to have a think about that, but I think I like it better with how it lights up like that. So I think that's our little angel done. Thank you ever so much for watching my video today, and stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.